Welcome back, crew, and here comes our first crew of the day, ready to make their approach on the dock. So, looks like we got a couple linemen standing on the port side, no fenders out. So Cap's gonna try and line her up and get her in, but welcome back, crew, to the greatest show on earth, and that is the Miami Boat Ramps channel. I'm your host, Broncos Guru, and today we are down here visiting 79th Street. And this crew looks pretty solid. Cap's taking the slow roll approach, trying to make sure he takes it easy, following the golden rule of don't approach anything any faster than you're willing to hit it. And right now, if he hit anything, it probably wouldn't matter much. Oh, there we go. A little power behind it now. But still, really taking his time as he tries to line this one up. So he looks fairly close to the dock. So we got somebody in the bow. Looks like they're going to try and go over the top. Instead, they go ahead and straddle the bow rail, and they're just kind of holding on. And there we go. They finally go over. All right, so we got somebody on the dock. Cap put her in neutral, but his stern is kicking out. No, we're not going to do the neutral thing. Cap's going to turn the wheel. And now he's looking confused as he's trying to get it over. But I mean, I can't tell. Do we have a line on the dock? The kid left with no line. So we had somebody there ready to roll, but he left the boat without the line. Now Cap's got to bring it back around. That's a pretty big miss right there. Always, if you're leaving the boat, heading to the dock, make sure you got a line. I'm not sure why they didn't toss him one. Maybe it wasn't ready to roll. But I mean, at least they've got somebody in the dock now. We could go. There we go for the toss. Did he get it? And no, we're reeling to get it back out of the water. Toss number 2. And you gotta watch out. There's a jet ski in front of you now as well. So Cap puts it into neutral now. We've got a line on the dock. They've got to get the stern line over. Cap leaves the helm. He's going to take matters into his own hands, and down he goes. Oh, no. That is not a fun one to land on right there, because there is nothing but oysters all on those wooden poles. Oh, my. So Cap grabs the line. He's the one holding the stern line now. But that was what tripped him up. He went for the leap, his line man was holding the line, and his foot got caught in it, and down he went. So somebody grabs the line from him. Now Cap's going to try and get back over to the boat. Needs to be careful here. And there we go. It gets the step on and heads over to the boat. Wifey's like, bro, what were you thinking? As Cap steps back on. But man, guys, you've got to stay at the helm in all these situations. That's your job, is to control the vessel. If something goes wrong like that, and God forbid that boat was still moving or still in gear or drifted back off the dock, now without the captain there, now I've got to rely on somebody else to get it over. And in that situation, there's plenty of help on this boat to help him get this one tied up. All he needed to do was just be like, hey, go for it, man. Because if the lineman would have jumped, he wouldn't have tripped himself on the line because the line was in his hand. So this crew's trying to get it all buttoned up. But man, that's just... I always get nervous when I see these captains leave the helm. I preach it probably more than I need to preach it on this channel, that you need to stay there. And this one, it shows you why. Cap's trying to work on trimming the motors up to kind of get it ready to get it trailered, as the rest of the crew now goes to pull everything off. So Cap's been looking at his foot back here. I'm guessing that he just got himself on one of the oysters on the pole over there when he was down. So once again, always got to use caution. And I'll tell you what, shoes are always a good idea around the docks as well. Even if it's just sandals, in case you find yourself in a bad spot, it's always going to help. And here comes our next crew in on approach. My man's coming in hot. Cap's got confidence in what he's about to do. Probably coming in a little hotter than I'd want to around the ramps. But here we go. Now he's going to brake check it out. Slow it down. As he kind of passed all the docks. So now he's going to have to turn it back and try and line it back up. So he brings it back around, starts to come in on approach. Taking a nice easy approach. His girl doesn't appear in any interest of trying to get the lines or anything ready, so maybe this stuff's all ready. And Cap again steps away from the helm. And it looks like he even kind of put the motor into neutral. He's just going to walk it off. As he comes over, grabs the line himself. And finally, she's going to come over and give him the assist now. And Cap's going to walk it off. I mean, we tell people not to do it, but I guess this captain decided again, it's just one of those things that was easier to get done himself than to try and get anybody else to do it. Here comes our next crew as they're trying to push the boat off so they can get it loaded on the trailer, but they're struggling for some reason. So our guy's going to step off there. Cap's going to grab the helm and try and get this thing over. So the lines are up between the poles. Trying to make sure he's got it right. And hits the trailer. You see the whole trailer jump as he winds up coming on. And he's a little sideways on there. See if he can get it straightened out right. He's going to have to back it off. So he's choosing the path of backing it off. And there we go. Starts to throttle it back on. Got his buddy up at the front as he kind of gets side to side. And now he's going to leave the helm and go up there and hook it up and get out of here. And speaking of getting out of here, we're going to go ahead and get out of here as well. Thanks for watching, crew. Hope you enjoyed this episode of Miami Boat Ramps. If you did, please check out our other content. We have Wavy Boats, who does a bunch of great things down at the inlets. My channel, Broncos Guru, does some great comedy boating videos there as well. And of course, we've got Boats versus Haulover, where man and machine take on Mother Nature down at Haulover Inlet. And if you guys haven't already, go ahead and drop an anchor on the subscribe button here.